Good morning, class. In today's session, we will see traversal techniques. So here we covered infix and then next, in order and the post order. And now we see the pre-order, in order, and we need to see that post order. So here it depends upon the root element we have been processing. So here in order means we are being processing within this left and the right subtree, the root one. And pre-order means first we will visit the root and then we will visit this right subtree and the left subtree. And coming to the post order, we'll visit the left and right subtrees respectively, and then we will visit the root node here. This is the order of that one. So in this one, any subtree or either you specify the complete tree, it should follow this order representation here. Let us see this example. So let me write the order first. So the first one here is we need to reach left and then next right and then next root here. Okay, now see, coming to this diagrammatical represent, this is a tree. In this tree, we are having A as a root node. We won't reach this node node. We will process through this left one. So we will reach this B. A's B has to be reached. So what is the root one? Root A. Okay. Next, coming to the next one is the left. So left subtree is there. It is having the child or not, we need to see. It is having the child. We will go for the left subchild. Or we can write it as a left child. Okay. Now the left child is D. Whether it is having the elements or not, we need to see. No, it is not having the elements. What it has to do is nothing but it needs to stop the processing and has to display D. Okay. Now it should return to its root and it has to process its right child of B. Okay. Right child of B is E here. See whether any element is there or not. No element is there, simply display E and return to the its root. That is, which is one B. And we need to display the B here. Because what is the order here? The order is left, right, and then root. So here, traversing this left side of that one, we need to traverse this complete tree. So that's why it is doing this complete subtree has to be traversed and we need to go for the next side. So here we need to display the B here. That's all. That is the left part. And we need to return to its root, which is A. And we won't display that thing because A is having the right child. So process the right child. So right child of, let me write this one. So right child of, this is A and this is left child of A and this is a right child of A. Okay. Now what is the right child of A? This is C. We won't display that thing because it is having a child node for that one. So just go for the left child of C, which is F. See whether it is having any nodes or not. See, it is a leaf node or not. That's all. It is a leaf node. What happens here is we need to display that node and we need to return to its root, which is C here. Since it is not having any right node to that one, it will display C. Okay. Next and the last one, return to this root, and we processed both this one. So display A, which is the final one. Okay. So by that, we need to process this one. So we need to visit the left node, and we need to visit the right node, and also we need to process the elements of that left and that right subtrees. After that, we need to go for the root node of that one. So that is a basic representation of the post order traversing we are using. Let's see the algorithm here. So the first one here is, we need to see what is the root here, and we need to process that thing. So here, initially the root is A. Yes, now we need to specify them. We need to store that root in temporary variable. If temp is equals to null, it is having the child or not. It is not equals to, it is null. What happens? It will return the root value. If not, what happens here is, it is not. What it is doing is, it will process to the next statement. Temp is not equals to null. Then what happens here? We need to see the temp left side is a null or not. Okay. So here the temp left side has been specifying. So the temp left side is not null. It is having the children. What is the temp left side here? The temp left side one is a, first one is the left child. Left child is B. Okay. Now post order of, I'm writing it as a pivot. Post order of temp left is B, which indeed specify it as a, now the root is B, temp is equals to B, and it is not null. Go for the left side of that one. So left child is, what is the left child here? D. Okay. See, it is a null or not. Yes, it is null. What happens here? It is null. It returns the value. So what is the value here? We need to go for the displaying of that thing, and then next we need to go for the right side. After that, right child processing. After that, we need to process the root node. Means here you process a left and right now, then what happens here? It will be specified as a null. So then it will be displaying the root node there. And like this, we need to calculate each and every root element for the processing. And coming to the next one, which is a threaded binary tree. So in this binary tree elements, what you are doing is, you need to true and fro representations has to be done to add the elements to that one. So here to this leaf nodes, what we are representing, they are being considered as a, they are not having any children for that one. And we are been searching for that one also, because if you see here in this one, the post order temp of that left element here is D. So how many leaf nodes are there? We are having 3 such leaf nodes. For 3 such leaf nodes, we are representing that they are not having any elements here. How far we are going to represent that is they are not having any elements, means we need to consider that we need to check whether it is having the children or not, that is a null or not. Then we need to specify that they are having the no children, that is they are the leaf nodes here. So this null representation has been wasting this memory spaces. To overcome that one, what we are doing is, we are been representing the threaded binary representation. So what is the thread here is, we are been considering the links which are been pointing to its predecessor or the successor node. That's all. And coming to this, how we are been placing this one is, if we are taking the left child as a null, means left representation as a null, just replace this left child with the pointer. We not been considered as a in order predecessor of that pointer. If it is a right child, successor of that one has to be considered. See here, this is the respective threaded binary tree for this this diagrammatical representation. So we are having 5 such leaf node representations, which are H, I, E, F, G. How we are going to process it is, if the left child means it is considered as a predecessor, and the right child means it is being considered as a successor. Whatever it is been considered means it is been connected to the its previous nodes or the previous parent nodes or the grandparent nodes there itself only. By that, what happens here is we need to we don't need to represent there is a wastage of that processing. It will be returned to its own processing or its node what you have been specifying. How we are getting this threaded binary tree into this representation is, we need to present a left thread, right thread, and then next a data presentation, and where to point where this one has to be considered by the 2 pointers, left child and then right child. And coming to this in order representation, where we are been using this threaded binary tree like processing here is, if we are using in order traversal, what it is, left thread will be pointed to this predecessor, and right thread will be pointed to the successor as it is specifying as a default one. So we need to start with the head node and we need to process this root node, and then next we need to consider all these left and the right children will be processed. How we are going to process this one is, it consists of the 5 elements here. If you see, the structure consists of the 5 elements: left thread, right thread, int, and then next the data, and then next child pointers here. So the left pointer and the right pointer will be null because it is not having any data. And how many there is a left child or the right child is there or not, we need to represent that one. And the data means it is been considered as a element what it is been inserted here. Consider we inserted the element that is a 10. The root node will be considered as a 10 here, and since it is a initial node, then will be no change in this pointer representations, and then next the child, and then next also the thread representations. And coming to the next one, the next data to be inserted has to be specified there. So before getting into that one, create a head node and then next process this one with this representation. So this head node consists of this, how many left representations are there, right representations are there, and also it has been taking that data what you have been representing. Since it is not having any data, the data will be an empty or the anonymous value what you have been using for the processing. You are creating the left child, then it is been updated with the left pointer. Okay, and the right child has to be given to this null here. And coming to the added one, we have been taking this one as a leaf node. This is the leaf node here. Although it is a root node, it will be considered as a leaf node. Means it is not having any right and then left part has not been means child has not there now. So what it is doing, it is been taken as a predecessor and successor. Predecessor means left side and the successor means right side of that one has to be added. And now come to add this another element which is 8. So see, which means where I have to attach this one. See, this element is a binary tree like representation. So the 10 has been less greater than the value. So go for the left side of that one. So it is having the left child. So the left child value has to be incremented by 1 and give the left child pointer to that left child there itself only. And you need to specify whether it is a root or any other. So 10 has been specified as a root for that representation. So here the left side will be connected to the head of that left side, on the right side will be connected to its successor what it is been taken, that is a right side of that one representation. And coming to this next one, 6 has to be attached, and we had been taking 6, 12, and then next other values will be attached here. So if you see this one, how far we have been attaching this one here is this has been taken as a 6 is a less than 8. It is been taken as a left child to that one, and the 12 is greater than the 10. Then it is been considered as a right child to that processing. Consider this one to be specified here is it is successor. Its successor is left. One has to be connected to its root node. Its predecessor is its predecessor is a 10, and then successor will be taken as a head node. What is been right side will be processed to here. And coming to the next one, we have been added 9, 11, and 14 respectively. So whatever the nodes we have been adding, The left one, what you have been taking, will be connected to the last nodes, last levels left to now. Left node, that is the first one, will be connected to the head node, and then last right side of that one will be connected to the head node, and the remaining will be specified or the connected to its predecessors, means its root node there itself only. And we have been using this binary representation, which is a greater than and less than representation. So here we need to add the values what we have been having. So it is how many children we have been having has to be specified there. And coming to the other representation, how we are going to inserting the node here. How we are going to add this node means, see here, here the adding node means we need to see where we need to add this representation. Simply we are adding the nodes for that one. Means we are getting to this root node and we are checking whether it is a greater than or the less than or not. After that, we are specifying that it is been doing its, that is adding the values. How far it is been specifying it is, to insert a node for this threaded binary tree, we need to see that how it is going to that processing, whether it is consist of the space or not. Let the inserting node is R, which is to be the right child of this node S here. So here we need to see whether S is having an empty right subtree or not. If it is having the right subtree, then the insertion of that one is very easy. Means here, if you are having a space to add this one, what happens here is it is been adding to this one. Means it is been satisfying the properties of the right subtree and it is allowing to add these values easily. If not, what happens here? If not, you need to represent this is not empty, means there is no empty space for the right subtree. What it has to do is nothing but we need to make these right subtree space has to be done into that representation. So this R what we have been using for that processing will becomes the in-order's predecessor, and also the left thread what we have been using for that one will be considered as a true here. And coming to this other processing, we need to make these updations to be done for the tree. Means whether the inserting node is greater than or the less than, we need to see. We need to make the changes to that processing and we need to allow the process to be done in other representations. So for that, what it has to do, we need to take the left subtree is greater than or the less than that value. If not, we need to consider the new values for the processing. So if it is the consider, just make this left new node will be as a parent for this right subtree and insert into that one. Okay. And coming to the next one, which is the heap trees. Heap tree like representation here is, it is a data structure representation which has been following in a specific order here. And we are having the two types of the trees here, which is a max heap and the min heap here. So max heap means each and every root what you have been taking, that is a subtree also. The root will be the greatest among these keys what you have been represented as a child here. Means if you have been representing max heap like processing, the root node will be greater than the child nodes. Okay, and you are taking this another one, that is right subtree or the left subtree representation, the root node will be greater than its childs. It should not be greater than the root node. It should be greater than its childs there. Okay, and insertion, if you see the insertion here, insertion will be done from this last leaf, means from left to right, and we need to make this comparison has to be done with this parent node, whether it is a new inserted value is greater than or the less than the value. And if it is greater than, swap both the values. If not, just make it as where it resides there. Means here, see, first I am inserting 35, 33 which is less than 35, but 42 is greater than 1. Just swap the values here. And coming to the 10 which is less than, 19 less than, 27 is less than 42. But coming to the 44, it is less than, it is not less than 42. What it has to do, we need to make the changes here. So we need to update this by node and we need to reach the endpoint here. And coming to the 26 and 31. So whenever we are inserting the values here, the insertion of the values has to check whether it is been taking the correct values, means correct order or not. So see here, in this one, each and every node what we have been representing should satisfy the max heap order. What is a max heap order is the root is being specified as a greatest among its children. So how we are going to specify greatest means we need to compare with each and every child what we have been having. When it is being added, as a left child, compare with the root. When it is being added as a right child, compare with the root. No need to compare with the left child because it is being compared and then next processed here. And coming to the next one, that is deletion. To delete that element, we need to swap this one. That is a root node with the last node. Means what is the last node here is last right side of that one or the left side of the node what you have been taken. We need to swap that one and we need to delete that representation. And we need to heapify that thing. Means after each and every deletion, we need to heapify that tree and make the another deletion. Means if you are not considering the heapify as a factor here, what happens here is it is not to be allowed for the further processing. Means for after each and every deletion, we need to make this heapify. Heapify means make this tree which is satisfying the max heap properties. Okay, so here how we are going to do is I need to delete 44. Just swap with the 44 and delete that one with this 14, and we need to make this heapify to be done. How it is, see here, 44 has been considered and we are making this one to be processor here. So here what it is doing, it is been allowing to take this values to be done. After deletion of the one, we need to make this 42 as a parent node, sorry, it's a root node here, and this remaining one, the last node, means it is a least number. It is a least number we need to think. So then what you have to do, we need to make it as a last node. If you want to delete that node, so what it is doing, it is been taking another value here. So for that processing, we need to consider heapify as an important aspect here. The min heap means it is opposite to that one. Root node, what we are using, the root node will be smallest among the chain nodes what we are using. Compared with this maximum heap, it is the greatest among the children, and here it is the smallest among the children what we are using. The next topic is the priority queue. The priority queue means here every element has been specified or associated with the queue here. Priority to which based upon that the priority we will means we will give this first come first serve service based on the basis on the priority what you have been given. Which is having the highest priority will be processed first, and which is having the lowest priority will be processed next. It will be depends upon the priority factor what you are giving. You are giving from the 0 to 5 or this that is 1 to 5 or the 5 to 1, depends upon the user which you have been processing. And what are the operations we will be performed on that one, means the insertion and then deletion or the common here, and we need to know about the maximum and the minimum priority here. This maximum and the minimum priority will be known by these operations, max or the minimum. And to get this, whether it is having the elements at the maximum or the minimum or not, we can process through this one. And you need to increase the key element here, we can process this representation. Apart from this, it is having the is empty, is full, or that remaining basic operations of that here. And consider this example representation here is missions what you have been taking. Priority queue means on which one we need to base provide the priority here. Means we need to consider services which will be provided by the mission. You have been using some services to that user, and you have been specifying the fixed amount of the further use. Means it is like the paying that amount while you are using the at the internet cafe. Means the systems what you have been using will be, means they will have some that is a fixed rates there. Means for the 10 minutes or the for half an hour or the for 1 hour, they have been providing some that is a service, and they have been charging for some time. Means if initially what you are doing is you have been providing for half an hour, you need to pay that thing. Means if you are using that half an hour or less than half an hour, we need to pay that one. That isn't it. So if we are considering the constraint as a time, then you will get the profit. You means the person who is providing the service will get the profit here. How it means, I'm using for the 10 minutes only, or may consider have the half of the time only. 15 minutes has been used, and the other 15 minutes, what happens here is the system is been in the idle state only. I'm not using anything. Means I'm just vacated that place. The system is been using there itself only, or I'm just sitting idle there only. I'm sitting idle there only. What happens is the system is not been using by me, and it is being considered as a that is idle one. If I am leaving there, what happens here is it will be ready for the other usage. Means here it depends upon the user's activity, whether he is been availing the service or not completely, we need to see. So if we are been taking time as a constraint one, time means as a constraint one, it will be different. Time constraint means it based upon the he wants to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or the half an hour, 1 hour, like that. You need to plot a chart for that one. If you need to provide the service as that one, the time will be allotted here. Means 10 minutes have been used. Means I used that one for the 10 minutes. Another people is been waiting for me. Means after 10 minutes it will be available. If you have been taking money, that is only this cost as a time factor, what happens here is I no need to define this time elapsing here. So what it is doing, for the half an hour you need to pay, whether you are using or not. What happens here is the system will be specified as a in the idle state more than what you have been representing. So if you are concentrating on the usage, then it will be time elapsed one. If you are not been concentrating of the usage, it will be specified as a service elapsed one. So the service will be not be provided completely here, because all the time or the most of the time the system what you are using will be in the idle state only. So we need to study about the thing, and we need to provide whether it is having the in which priority, whether it is a time based one or the service based one or the cost based one, we need to present. And coming to the next topic, there is a BST, which is a binary search tree representation. So here how we are going to specify it is a BST, means it is a binary tree which is having the root node. The left side part consists of the less than smaller values than the root node, and the right node what you have been using will be have the highest values, that is a greater than values when you are compared with the other root node. See here, it is a binary tree. The binary tree you have been taking, it is being considered as a root node which is not having any highest value among the other values here. What it is doing, it is been taking that you need to give the values, or you need to process the values here in such a way that there should be processed in an order. The order is left is less than the root, right is greater than the root. And consider this one beside to that one, 11 is the less than or 6 or not, we need to see. 11 is the greater than value, which is 6, and when compared to the right child also it is greater than. So here we added at the wrong side, that is not a BST here. So what are the properties which has been specified as a binary search tree here is each and every key should be distinct. No repetition has to be done here. If the repetition has to be done also, what you have to do, we need to design a program that to check whether it is existence or not. Whether it is in the existence, what you have to do, you need to specify or already the key exists here. Sometimes they will accept the key also, then there is no any problem for the processing. If not, means you to avoid the ambiguity or the means. So why we need to avoid the ambiguity means we need to delete a node. If it is having the multiple nodes like this same value, then it will be not a easy factor for that one. So what happens here is we need to delete the one node at that time. It will be deleted another node because it is been having the same values for the processing. And coming to the left subtree, as I said, the smaller than the root, right subtree greater than the root. And also each and every left and the right subtree has to satisfy the properties of the BST. And what are the operations we have been performing on this one is a searching. Searching means it is very easy factor here. First, we need to compare with the root node here. So here what the value you have been searching is a greater than the root node or the less than the root node, we need to see. If it is the greater than the root node, go for the right side. If it is the less than, go for the left side. And then compare with the present root node. Means if you get for the left subtree, that root node will be left subtree's child will be considered as a root node. Compare with the left subtree's one here, root node. So this root node, what at present temporary root node will be allow you to access the either at the left side or the right side. So by comparing with them, what he is doing, it is been allowing to get the values here. And was the time elapsing where you have been considered as a big O of H here. And coming to the next one, how we are going to process here. See, I went to search for the 7. So here the value is less than 7 or greater than 7. We need to, it is less than 7. Go for the left side. And then coming to the next one, what is the left child here? 5. Now present root node is 5. So we did whether it is greater than 5 or not, we need to see. It is, as it is greater than 5, go for the left subchild. Sorry, right tree. In this right tree, we are having not a leaf node. We are having some terminals here. So this terminals has to be compared. So go for this right side. So right side is having the one subtree, which is the left subtree. The present root node will be 9. Whether see that it is having the less than value or the greater than value. Yes, it is a less than the present root node value. And go for the left side. See, it is equivalent to root or not. First one is equivalent to root or not. And then next left and then next right. So it is equivalent to root means display the value. If not, go for the further searching. Okay. See here, that is the algorithm we are using for that one searching. Search means what is a root element now, and then K means the root element will change from time to time because we have been traversing from tree to tree. That is a left tree, subtree has not been taken now. So it has been traversing from time to time and it has been changing also. Now it has been taking as a temporary is a root value, parent is null, location is null initially. Initially what you are doing, it is been null. See the diagrammatical representation here. I am been searching for the 70 from among that one, which is at the level 3, sorry, level 4. And see here, what is the temporary root node here? 38. Location is null, parent is null here. Now initialize the parent as a 38. And the temporary node what you have been considering is a 56 because you are making the root node as a temporary is the 56. Why we are making this one? The 70 what you are taking is greater than the 38. We need to move for the right subtree. That's all. So we will go for the right subtree here. And coming to this one, what is a parent node now? So we need to, before making the parent node, make this a temporary value here. So whether it is a greater than 70 or not, we need to see. It is greater than 70, then we need to go for the right side of that 56. So now the temporary root node is 82. The parent node of that 82 is 56. Okay. The location is still null because it is not been searched or it is not been satisfied now. And coming to the next one, go for the next one, whether it is having this child or not. As it is having the child, go make it as a temporary, and the parent node of that one is a 82. And compare with that value. Equals to, less than, greater than. Equals to is the, so what happens here? The location has been found and the value of what he has been searching is a 72, which resides at the left child of the parent node, which is a 82. Okay, that is a searching process. And coming to the next one, that is a insertion. In this insertion, what we are doing is if you want to insert the new node, it should be inserted at the leaf node here. And we need to make these one as a means satisfy the properties of that representation here. We can easily add that one for that one. So here, how I am going to add this one is based on the root node representation. If it is we need to see whether it is equals to, greater than, or the less than. So here equals to happens to avoid this node to be added for the processing, and the other one here is the less than or the greater than. If it is less than the root node, add it to the left subtree. If it is greater than the root node, add it to the right subtree. And then next one here is here it is less than the left subtree, means go for the left of the left subtree or the right of that right subtree. Like that we need to process. Insertion will be done. So in the insertion algorithm is read the value, store this one into the new node, and whether it is having the root is having the elements or not. If not, make the new one as a root, and again add the elements for that one, because we need to see whether it is having the elements or not. If it is not having the elements, the first inserted value will be the root node here, and the new nodes what you have been adding to that one will become the left and the right child for further processing. And we need to repeat this processing until we have been reaching for that representation. If you see this one, I've been adding the first that is the element, which is the 95. now see where I have to add. I have to add which is to this right side. So this item what I am been adding to that one is been greater than that root node. Then go for the right side of that one. This one been taken as a root node's present child. So this is been considered as a 75, which is less than 1. So go for the another right side of that one. So this is the parent node. Now this is the leaf node here. You need to add to this one. So if you need to add to this one, whether it is for the left side or the right side, we need to see. It is greater than this value, then go for the right side of this one. So the inserted item will be at the right side of this present element, that is a parent element, that is a 85 here. And also the deletion here is a deletion will be done based on the other representations. So because deletion of this leaf node or having one children or the multiple children is been different here. When you are deleting the elements, we need to see whether it is having the child nodes or not. If it is having the chain nodes, we need to make these chain nodes to be processed with this other, means to be added with the other, and we need to add, delete these elements for that further processing. So in next class, we will see the deletion of that BST. Thank you.